Find out more about our activities. We'd be most pleased for you to contact aviationwithoutborders.org. We're also part of a group of European charities.
Okay, so there's lots of you based across Europe.
That's right. There are about 4 or 5 of us. We're the UK one. We're the young kids on the block. We're fairly new to it from the UK point of view, but our other charities have been going for about 20 or 30 years in other countries. So more pilots we can get hold of, more people with a general interest in aviation. It's an exciting opportunity for you to help and contribute in a very positive way to an industry and a sport and a hobby that has given everybody else a lot of pleasure. So we're anxious that people should have every opportunity of giving their time back.
Well, that's wonderful. Richard, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Now we have coming up, talking about flying into volatile environments and things, all things safety. I popped along and I had a bit of a chat with the guys from Gasco, and they showed me how to recognise a few things, all the pre-checks that you should be doing before you fly. Here you go. Okay, so I'm here with John, who's the Chief Executive of the General Aviation Safety Council. And what is it you're doing here at AeroExpo today, John?
What we've done is borrowed an aeroplane, which the owner very kindly allows us to use, and we've rigged half a dozen defects on it, which gives pilots a chance to pre-flight inspect the aircraft, as they should do before any flight, and just to pick up what they can find on it. Then we are actually afterwards given the answers, because that way it's hands-on training. They learn, we'll never make that mistake in real life. Well,
brilliant. Why don't you take me around a few so I can start to get an idea of what we need to be looking at. So what would be the first one, thing that they need to check?
One of the easiest, for example, is here, where there's a screw missing on the spinner. And that's the sort of thing that can produce bad vibration if it's not spotted.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's probably a pretty integral part to
yes.
have checked. And what's another one?
Another one is here. The cowling latch is not properly latched. It looks okay, but it isn't, in fact, because it is loose. It should be behind a little clip behind there.
Okay.
And round underneath here, for example, there is a brake pipe that's not properly clipped in place. Is loose, which is bad news on a retractable gear aircraft, which this has. And round the back, we've got one.
So, and how long would it normally take to pre-inspect an aircraft before going up?
About 10 minutes or so to be done properly. We don't give people a time limit on this. We just let them go going until they give up, basically. There, that's loose. See, that's very slack there. Which it shouldn't be.
Okay. So how have people been doing so far today, John?
On average about half right, I think. Because they sometimes pick up little bits and pieces that are not ones that we've rigged on it. But that's life.
Okay. And you're actually getting some help today, aren't you?
Yes.
If I can just introduce Tricia, who's from the British Women Pilots Association. Hi there, Tricia. What is it you're doing here today?
Well, we're helping John with a challenge. So we're handing out the papers to people and marking them and seeing how they get on, really.
So how many women are actually involved in the association?
We've got about 350 members at the moment, that sort of number, but there are very few women who actually fly by comparison with men, so our job in life really is to try to get more of them interested and get more women in the air.
Well, hopefully that will be me soon, and I hear that actually women are better pilots than men?
Yes, we can ask John about that, but the statistics seem to show us that women are safer pilots than men. Yes.
Really? Do you know what are the detailed statistics on that, John?
They're about 3 times safer, very roughly. Insurers know this fully well because car insurance is much cheaper for ladies than it is for the men. And it's the same in aviation. They are safer pilots.
See, you hear that, girls?
Now, I must admit, when I watched that video and had a look around that aircraft as well, I didn't spot them all, which is really bad of me. But anyway, Vicki having a look at that and also talking about women flying. So girls, if you're out there right now thinking that this is a man's game, forget it. Vicki proves the point. Get in there, get flying. It is so much fun. And these aircraft are so much easier to fly these days. So if you think you've got to do some kind of heavy lifting or anything like that, forget it. It's all changed. It's a totally new world for aviation. I want to introduce Sebastian Pooley, who I'm sure we've talked about before. In fact, we've almost got you on a couple of times. We almost did in Prague. Very close to getting you on, but we finally got you on this time. Sebastian, you're from Pooley's, who are basically one of the oldest and probably most respected aviation product manufacturers, people out there.
Quite right, yeah.
You're obviously a prominent name in this. You've been around these shows for years.
Yeah.
It's another good year here at London, though, isn't it?
It certainly is, yeah. We've had a great show. We've had lots of people coming to the stand, lots of new products that are